Today I'm riding Apex Mountain Park in Golden, Colorado. Located in the foothills of Denver, Apex Mountain Park has some of the most easily accessible black diamond tech near Denver. To start the ride, it's about a 1,600-foot climb until the start of the downhill. The downhill trails are called Magic Mountain and Enchanted Forest. Enchanted Forest is most people's favorite trail because it's fast, rooty, and flowy, but it doesn't have too many rocks. On the other hand, Magic Mountain is chock full of rocks. It's super famous for giving people flat tires and broken rims. I've personally flatted there on a brand new Maxxis DHR2 tire and I was angry. Today, we got to the start of the trail a little bit late, so we're chasing daylight. In my video editing software, I actually had to boost the brightness of the picture a ton for you to be able to even see what's going on here. I'll show you what a full pull down Apex looks like, but I did leave out the last clip because it is just a blurry mess. You basically can't see on the camera at that point. For those of you who watch the channel, you might be used to me riding my Ibis Mojo HD5. Today, however, I'm riding a 2022 Santa Cruz Megatower. Why the change, you might ask? Well, I got a new bike. This isn't officially the new bike day, but this is my first trail ride on the bike. The day I got it, I took it to some dirt jumps, but I didn't quite have time to make it out to a trail. Now, why did I get a new bike, you might be wondering? I tried everything to turn my Ibis Mojo HD5 into a more stable bike that corners better. I put a coil on the rear and I mulleted the front to turn it into a 27.5/29 mullet. However, the bike still felt short for me and it felt twitchy in corners due to the high bottom bracket. After demoing a few 29ers and also a few mullet builds, I found out that I needed a bigger bike with a lower bottom bracket. I found this Santa Cruz Megatower for a screaming deal at Wheat Ridge Cycles in Colorado, so I pulled the trigger on it. It's now a few weeks after I did this ride at Apex, and I am still loving the Megatower. The corner's like it's on rails, and it's super stable going over tech and jumps. Believe it or not, my short Ibis felt very twitchy on big jumps, and I really didn't like that feeling. The Santa Cruz Megatower feels way better.
Yeah. What kind of Schwalbe is that? Oh, the Hans stuff?
This is a knobby Nick, and this is like, yeah, the Hans Damp.
Sick, dude.
I picked it up today. So
Hell yeah. Dude, new tire day?
hell yeah.
Sweet. Tires are like the best, most noticeable change on a bike, you know?
Definitely.
All right, shall we?
Yeah.
You lead, man. I need someone in front of me.
The two things that I do miss about my old bike, though, are the 27.5 rear wheel. Although I feel like I can carry speed better on the 29er, I do have to be careful because I've hit my butt on the rear tire quite a few times. The other thing that I miss about the Ibis is the frame bag. That frame bag, the Ibis pork chop bag, can fit so much stuff into it. That being said, the pros definitely outweigh the cons, and I'm really happy on my Megatower. The bigger reach number and the bigger wheelbase have helped me out enormously in just feeling more comfortable and stable on the bike. I'll be making a video in the future about my first impressions of the bike, and then a few months later, I'll probably do a long-term review of the bike. This weekend, in fact, I'm taking it to Vail Bike Park, and then the following weekend, I'm going to Trestle for closing day. Anyways, that's enough about the new bike. We'll save that for a future video. If you're enjoying this video, please consider helping out the channel by liking and subscribing. It costs you nothing, and it helps me out a ton. Additionally, take a look at my affiliate link for Jensen USA in the description and buy yourself some new bike gear. You deserve it. Alright, let's get back to the trail. So the section you've been watching so far is called Enchanted Forest, and it looks like an enchanted forest. It kind of has some very unique features for Colorado. For those of you who don't ride around Colorado a lot, most of the trails are kind of this like very fine gravel material dirt, and they're just super rocky, and a lot of them in the Front Range are very exposed, meaning you're out of the trees, you're in direct sunlight, so you really want to ride in the evening. Enchanted Forest, on the other hand, has this beautiful kind of reddish brown dirt and very little rocks on it, meaning you can get your flow on. This part in particular actually is one of the techiest parts of Enchanted Forest. After this section, you're almost done with Enchanted Forest, and you're moving on to what's called Magic Mountain. When I first moved to Colorado, I hated Magic Mountain. It's super rocky, and after a long 1,600-foot climb, the last thing I want to do is just get blasted by like sort of flat technical chunk. However, I've progressed a lot as a rider this year, and I'm getting better at carrying my speed, and I'm starting to appreciate Magic Mountain. It's really rewarding carrying your speed well and choosing the right line so that you can clear Magic Mountain without needing to get off your bike. We didn't quite do this today, but I know I'll be able to do it one day. It also helps that my biking fitness is getting better, and I'm able to do this 1,600-foot climb a little easier. This right here is an example of one of those sections where it's really valuable to be able to carry your speed. You have to put in a little work on the downhills and the flat parts so that you can carry your speed on the uphills. This is something that I've learned from racing this year as well. Even though I may not want to, when it gets flat, I have to pedal my butt off, because if there's an uphill after that, I'm going to make it way harder on myself by having to get off my bike, hike up the trail, and remount my bike if I don't pedal. It's starting to get darker, and I'm starting to boost the brightness on the GoPro into unsustainable levels. I'm super impressed with how much this little camera can boost the brightness. That being said, there's definitely a limit, and we're definitely starting to reach it. Once we get into this next little dark part here, you'll see just how dark and grainy it gets. This is another fan favorite section of the trail. You start with a jump, and then you pick up a ton of speed, and it exits you into a rock garden.
This is where I flatted.
Yeah, so like you heard, I flatted right there. It was an absolutely colossal flat. I don't even know how it happened, because I flatted my rear tire and it was a pretty much instant flat.
Little stretch. There's only like a minute left, right?
We got a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got a little bit and then one more uphill.
Oh, one more. Oh, this next uphill's the harder one, right? Yeah, this one's tough, man.
Usually when you flat your rear tire though, you can ride it out, but for whatever reason, my bike just locked up and I went flying into the bush. Somehow I didn't hurt myself, and the only damage was to my brand new Maxxis Minion DHR2.
Oh! Ah! Sorry, Tim. Go! I was trying to get too close to him. I was trying to hug your nuts, man. What was that? Oh, shoot. Inside! Outside! Was good.
You hit something back there and your bike just sparked. I don't know what sparked or what hit it, but it was like